Mama's Family, 1983 to 1990, remains one of America's most beloved sitcoms, filled with sharp humor and unforgettable characters. From Mama's sharp tongue, Eunice's fiery temper, to Vince's clumsy charm and Naomi's sass, each role left a lasting mark on television history. But more than 40 years later, what happened to the cast? Who continued to shine in Hollywood, who stepped away from the spotlight, and who has sadly passed on? Join us as we take a nostalgic look back at the stars of Mama's Family, then and now. The transformations and life stories behind these iconic actors may surprise you. Vicki Lawrence portrayed Thelma Mama Crowley Harper in Mama's Family, 1983, at the age of 34. Mama is the sharp-tongued, quick-witted matriarch of the Harper clan, a strong woman whose stubbornness and biting humor often clash with her family's quirks. Despite her gruff demeanor, she loves her children and grandchildren deeply, standing as the glue that holds the dysfunctional household together. The character of Mama first appeared on The Carol Burnett Show, where she became an audience favorite, eventually leading to her own sitcom. Lawrence's comedic timing, southern charm, and ability to balance sarcasm with warmth made Mama one of television's most memorable sitcom mothers. Off-screen, Vicki Lawrence, born on March 26, 1949 in Inglewood, California, built a career as a versatile performer, actress, singer, and comedian. Beyond Mama's Family, she found success with her hit single, The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia, and various television appearances. As of 2025, she is 76 years old and continues to work in entertainment, cherished by fans as the indomitable Mama. Ken Berry portrayed Vinton Harper in Mama's Family, 1983, when he was 49 years old. Vinton, affectionately called Vint, is Mama's sweet-natured but often bumbling son who provides comic relief through his childlike innocence and frequent misunderstandings. A widower and later husband to Naomi, Vint tries his best to support his family, though his naive outlook and lack of ambition often frustrate Mama. His warmth and lovable personality, however, make him endearing to audiences. Off-screen, Ken Berry had a long and successful career in television, best remembered for his roles in F Troop, Mayberry RFD, and The Carol Burnett Show. His talents as a song and dance man made him a versatile performer in comedy and variety shows. Born on November 3, 1933 in Moline, Illinois, Berry entertained audiences for decades before retiring. He passed away on December 1, 2018 at the age of 85 from heart-related health complications. His passing marked the loss of a beloved figure in classic American television comedy. Allan Kayser portrayed Bubba Higgins in Mama's Family, 1986, when he was 22 years old. Bubba is Mama's delinquent yet good-hearted grandson, who comes to live with her after serving time in juvenile hall. At first rebellious and troubled, Bubba eventually grows into a responsible young man under Mama's tough love and guidance. His youthful energy, comedic blunders, and gradual maturity made him one of the show's most beloved characters, especially to younger viewers who related to his struggles. Allan Kayser's portrayal of Bubba brought him teen idol status during the late 1980s, with his charming looks and charismatic screen presence earning him a dedicated fan base. Born on December 18, 1963 in Littleton, Colorado, Kayser later appeared in films such as Hot Chili and Journey of the Heart, though Mama's Family remained his most iconic role. Beyond acting, he has remained active in fan conventions and theater. As of 2025, he is 61 years old, remembered fondly as the mischievous yet lovable Bubba. Dorothy Lyman portrayed Naomi Oates Harper in Mama's Family, 1983, at the age of 36. Naomi is Vinton's flirtatious and lively second wife, known for her bold wardrobe, confident personality, and humorous clashes with Mama. Despite their frequent arguments, Naomi often proves to be resilient and caring, adding a spark of modern energy to the Harper household. The character gave Dorothy Lyman a chance to showcase her comedic side, contrasting her earlier dramatic work. Off-screen, Lyman was already well known for her Emmy Award-winning role as Opal Gardner on the soap opera All My Children. Born on April 18, 1947 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, she built a career as both an actress and director, later working on The Nanny as a director for multiple episodes. As of 2025, she is 78 years old and continues to act on stage and screen, remembered fondly for her vibrant portrayal of Naomi, whose charm and sass balanced the Harper family's chaos with humor and heart. Harvey Korman portrayed Alistair Quince, the pompous host of Mama's Family's opening parodies, in 1983 when he was 56 years old. His tongue-in-cheek introductions, modeled after masterpiece theater, set a comedic tone for the episodes and highlighted Korman's unmatched flair for satire. Although his role on Mama's Family was brief, Korman was already a legendary television comedian, best known for his Emmy-winning work on The Carol Burnett Show. His sharp timing, booming voice, and ability to play both pompous and buffoonish characters made him one of television's finest comic actors. Born February 15, 1927 in Chicago, Illinois, Korman enjoyed a long career in comedy, also appearing in Mel Brooks classics such as Blazing Saddles and History of the World, Part 1. He passed away on May 29, 2008 at the age of 81 due to complications from a ruptured abdominal aortic aneurysm. His death marked the loss of a comedy icon whose legacy still influences television humor. Karin Argoud portrayed Sonia Harper in Mama's Family, 1983, when she was 22 years old. Sonia is Vinton Harper's teenage daughter, a bright yet somewhat self-absorbed girl trying to find her way while living under Mama's strict roof. Though her role lasted only through the early episodes, she brought youthful humor and typical adolescent drama to the Harper household, often clashing with Mama's no-nonsense parenting. Argoud's portrayal captured the essence of a modern 1980s teen, balancing rebellion with innocence. Born on November 8, 1960 in Colorado, Karin Argoud continued acting after Mama's Family, appearing in films such as Perry Mason, The Case of the Avenging Ace. While her career was not as extensive as some of her co-stars, her role as Sonia remains memorable to fans of the series' early seasons. As of 2025, she is 64 years old and remembered fondly as one of the original Harper grandchildren, who brought a youthful spark to the sitcom's beginnings. Beverly Archer portrayed Iola Lucille Boylan in Mama's Family, 1986, when she was 38 years old. Iola is Mama's eccentric, pastel-clad neighbor and best friend, often bringing comic relief with her awkward mannerisms and obsession with Mama's Family. Sweet-natured yet quirky, Iola frequently involves herself in Harper family affairs, sometimes to Mama's irritation. Her character provided a unique balance between comic absurdity and heartfelt loyalty, making her a fan favorite. Beverly Archer, born July 19, 1948 in Oak Park, Illinois, built a career in television and film, appearing in shows like Major Dad, ALF, and films such as Vice Versa. Known for her impeccable timing and ability to play eccentric characters, Archer retired from acting in the early 2000s but left behind a memorable legacy. As of 2025, she is 77 years old, remembered for her delightful portrayal of Iola, whose oddball personality became one of the most distinctive parts of Mama's Family. Eric Brown portrayed Vinton Buzz Harper Jr. in Mama's Family, 1983, when he was 18 years old. Buzz is the teenage son of Vinton Harper, depicted as a relatively well-adjusted and likable young man navigating adolescence in Mama's chaotic household. Although his role diminished after the first season, Buzz's presence added youthful humor and offered a more grounded perspective on the Harper family's antics. Eric Brown, born December 17, 1964 in New York City, entered Hollywood as a child actor and later appeared in several television films and series during the 1980s. Beyond Mama's Family, he is remembered for his work in Private Lessons, 1981, and guest roles in popular TV shows of the era. Though his acting career slowed in later years, his performance as Buzz remains a nostalgic part of the sitcom's legacy. As of 2025, Eric Brown is 60 years old, remembered warmly by fans who grew up watching him as Mama's good-natured grandson. Carol Burnett portrayed Eunice Harper Higgins in Mama's Family, 1983, when she was 50 years old. Eunice is Mama's dramatic, hot-tempered daughter whose volatile outbursts and lifelong resentment toward her mother defined much of the show's early tension. Constantly bickering with Mama, she embodies bitterness, ambition, and frustration, often lashing out at her family while dreaming of a better life. Carol Burnett's unmatched comedic brilliance and raw emotional depth gave Eunice both humor and pathos, making her one of television's most complex sitcom characters. Burnett, born April 26, 1933 in San Antonio, Texas, rose to fame as host of The Carol Burnett Show, a groundbreaking variety program that earned multiple Emmys and established her as a comedy legend. She also found success on stage and in films, admired for her ability to balance slapstick humor with heartfelt sincerity. As of 2025, Carol Burnett is 92 years old, still celebrated as a beloved icon, and one of the most influential women in television history. Rue McClanahan portrayed Aunt Fran Crowley in Mama's Family, 1983, when she was 49 years old. Fran is Mama's spinster sister, a writer for the local paper who serves as a sarcastic foil to Mama's brash personality. Intellectual, fussy, and slightly pretentious, Fran often clashed with her relatives, but her witty remarks and exasperation at the Harper household's antics provided much of the show's early humor. However, her character was killed off in the second season, a surprising decision that allowed Rue McClanahan to take on her iconic role as Blanche Devereaux in The Golden Girls. Born February 21, 1934 in Healdton, Oklahoma, McClanahan became a household name thanks to her sharp comedic timing and fearless embrace of bold, complex female characters. She passed away on June 3, 2010, at the age of 76, due to a brain hemorrhage following a stroke. Beloved by audiences, Rue left behind a television legacy spanning decades, most notably as one of the legendary Golden Girls. Betty White portrayed Ellen Harper Jackson in Mama's Family, 1983, when she was 61 years old. Ellen is Mama's snobbish and self-centered daughter, who constantly flaunts her supposed social status and belittles her relatives. Her condescending remarks and rivalry with Eunice made her one of the show's most entertaining antagonists. Betty White's brilliant comedic delivery elevated Ellen into a character viewers love to hate, showcasing her range beyond her more wholesome roles. Off-screen, Betty White was already a television pioneer with a career stretching back to the 1940s. Beloved for her wit, warmth, and groundbreaking work, she's shown in The Mary Tyler Moore Show, The Golden Girls, and Hot in Cleveland. Born January 17, 1922 in Oak Park, Illinois, she became one of the most enduring figures in American entertainment. White passed away on December 31, 2021, just weeks before her 100th birthday at the age of 99, due to a stroke. Her passing was mourned worldwide, but her joyful spirit and trailblazing legacy live on. Earl Bowen portrayed Reverend Lloyd Meacham in Mama's Family, 1983, when he was 42 years old. Reverend Meacham is the kindly pastor of Raytown's church, often trying to provide moral guidance to Mama and her unruly clan. With his calm voice and dignified demeanor, he frequently found himself caught in the middle of the Harper family's chaos, where his attempts to maintain peace and decency often backfired comically. His polite sermons and sense of propriety contrasted sharply with Mama's fiery temper and sarcastic tongue, making their interactions especially entertaining. Though only a recurring character, Reverend Meacham added authenticity to the show's small-town southern setting. Beyond Mama's Family, Earl Bowen carved out a remarkable career as both a screen and voice actor. Born August 8, 1941 in New York City, he was best known for his recurring role as Dr. Silberman, the skeptical psychiatrist in the Terminator franchise. He also became a sought-after voice actor in video games and animation, lending his distinctive baritone to titles like World of Warcraft and Monkey Island. Sadly, Bowen passed away on January 5, 2023 at the age of 81, after a battle with lung cancer. His versatility and presence left an indelible mark on film, television, and voice acting. Alan Oppenheimer portrayed Mayor Alvin Tutwiler in Mama's Family, 1983, when he was 53 years old. Tutwiler is the bumbling yet well-meaning mayor of Raytown, often caught up in the Harper family's antics while trying to maintain his political image. Though a recurring role, Oppenheimer's comedic presence brought authority mixed with hapless charm, fitting perfectly within the show's zany atmosphere. Outside of Mama's Family, Alan Oppenheimer built a remarkable career as a character actor and voice artist. Born April 23, 1930, in New York City, he became a legendary voice in animation, providing roles in He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, as Skeletor, Man-at-Arms, and Merman, the Smurfs, and countless other classics. His versatility across television, stage, and voice work earned him recognition as one of Hollywood's most reliable talents. As of 2025, Alan Oppenheimer is 95 years old, fondly remembered both for his on-screen roles and for giving voice to some of the most iconic animated characters of the 20th century. Geoffrey Lewis portrayed Claude Canemaker in Mama's Family, 1983, when he was 48 years old. Claude was a small-town character whose rugged demeanor and sly humor reflected the quirky world of Raytown. Though his appearances were limited, Lewis brought his trademark intensity and subtle wit to the role, adding texture to the sitcom's colorful cast. Outside the series, Geoffrey Lewis built a prolific career as a character actor, often remembered for his collaborations with Clint Eastwood in films like High Plains Drifter, 1973, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, 1974, and Every Which Way But Loose, 1978. His unique ability to mix menace with charm made him a favorite for westerns, thrillers, and offbeat comedies. Born July 31, 1935 in San Diego, California, he amassed more than 200 credits in television and film, also appearing in Law & Order, Criminal Intent, Maverick, and Night of the Comet. He was also the father of actress Juliette Lewis, who often credited him for inspiring her artistic spirit. Geoffrey Lewis passed away on April 7, 2015, at the age of 79 from natural causes. His career left behind a legacy of memorable supporting roles that enriched Hollywood for decades. Brent Spiner portrayed Billy Bob Conroy in Mama's Family, 1986, when he was 37 years old. Billy Bob was a Raytown local who, with his exaggerated country mannerisms, added comic spice to the community surrounding Mama Harper. Spiner's performance highlighted his versatility as he threw himself into the broad, down-home humor that contrasted with his later reputation for cerebral roles. Though a brief part of the series, it marked one of many comedic guest spots Spiner took during the 1980s as he established himself in television. Born February 2, 1949 in Houston, Texas, Brent Spiner went on to achieve worldwide fame as the android Lieutenant Commander Data in Star Trek: The Next Generation, 1987 to 1994, a role that made him a science fiction icon. He reprised the character in multiple Star Trek films and series, earning praise for giving humanity to a machine. Beyond Data, he also built a strong career in theater, film, and voice acting, appearing in Independence Day 1996 and voicing roles in animation. As of 2025, Brent Spiner is 76 years old, still active in entertainment, and beloved across generations of fans. Anne Haney portrayed Alberta Meacham, the Reverend's supportive wife, in Mama's Family, 1986, when she was 52 years old. Alberta was portrayed as the picture of a respectable small-town church lady, proper, friendly, and always supportive of her husband's parish duties. She often tried to set a good example for the Harper clan, though Mama's stubbornness and sharp wit usually made her efforts fall flat in amusing ways. Haney's warm and disciplined presence added a touch of realism to the sitcom, balancing the wild antics of the main cast with an air of grounded sincerity. Off-screen, Anne Haney enjoyed a distinguished career across stage, television, and film. Born March 4, 1934 in Memphis, Tennessee, She appeared in dozens of beloved productions, earning recognition for her sharp timing and ability to embody authoritative yet compassionate figures. Audiences widely remember her as Mrs. Sellner, the no-nonsense social worker in Mrs. Doubtfire, 1993, and Greta Jim Carrey's sympathetic secretary in Liar Liar, 1997. She also made memorable guest appearances on Star Trek, The Next Generation, and Designing Women. Tragically, her life ended too soon when she died on May 26, 2001, at age 67 from heart failure. Her legacy lives on in the many roles where she perfectly balanced firmness with warmth. Joseph Campanella portrayed Mr. Hanson in Mama's Family, 1987, when he was 63 years old. Although Hanson was only a minor character in the sitcom, Campanella's performance brought weight and believability, enriching the fabric of Raytown's eccentric community. His presence in Mama's Family was part of a career spanning more than 50 years, marked by his ability to play everything from lawyers and doctors to villains and mentors. Born November 21, 1924 in New York City, Campanella became a fixture of American television during the 1960s through the 1990s. He appeared in more than 200 television series, with prominent roles in Mannix, The Colbys, One Day at a Time, and numerous soap operas. His deep, resonant voice made him equally successful as a narrator and voice actor, contributing to documentaries and animated programs. His film credits included Ben, 1972, and The Stuntman, 1980, though television remained his primary home. For his work, he earned an Emmy nomination and the admiration of colleagues who praised his professionalism and versatility. Joseph Campanella passed away on May 16, 2018, at the age of 93 from complications of Parkinson's disease. His long career and commanding presence left a lasting mark on both television drama and comedy. John Sylvester White portrayed Mr. Vogelman in Mama's Family, 1983, when he was 64 years old. Vogelman was a minor character, but White's stern manner and dry humor gave the role weight, fitting his reputation for playing authority figures tinged with comedic awkwardness. Born October 31, 1919 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, White became best known for his role as Principal Michael Woodman on Welcome Back, Kotter, 1975 to 1979, where his strict yet bumbling school administrator became iconic. He also appeared in numerous television series of the 1960s and 1970s, including Gunsmoke and The Mary Tyler Moore Show. His ability to blend rigidity with subtle comedy made him a reliable character actor. Sadly, his career was cut short when he died on September 11, 1988, at the age of 68, in Waikiki, Hawaii, due to pancreatic cancer. Though his time on Mama's Family was brief, his broader career ensured him a place in television history. Barney Martin portrayed Billy Field in Mama's Family, 1988, when he was 65 years old. Billy Field was one of Raytown's many eccentric townsfolk, and though his role was small, Martin's seasoned comedic instincts gave the character authenticity and humor. A veteran of both stage and screen, Martin's appearance in Mama's Family was part of a long career built on his ability to play warm, often bumbling, everyman figures. Born March 3, 1923 in Queens, New York, he first worked as a New York City police officer before transitioning to acting, where he became a familiar face on Broadway, television, and film. He is best remembered as Morty Seinfeld, Jerry's affable father, on the hit sitcom Seinfeld, a role that cemented him in pop culture history. Martin also appeared in films such as The Producers, 1967, and Arthur, 1981. He passed away on March 21, 2005, at the age of 82 from cancer. Barney Martin's journey from a real-life police officer to a beloved character actor is a testament to his charm and talent. Barbara Stewart portrayed a nurse in Mama's Family, 1983, when she was 53 years old. Though her role was brief, she brought a mix of warmth and comedic sharpness, capturing the everyday realism of Raytown's supporting characters. Stewart was already a seasoned actress with a career built on playing strong, often humorous women in both television and film. Born January 3, 1930, in Paris, Illinois, she became well known for her role as Marianne Danzig on Our Family Honor, and for recurring appearances on Gomer Pyle, the USMC. She also guest starred in numerous classic shows such as Perry Mason, The Twilight Zone, and The Dick Van Dyke Show, displaying remarkable versatility. Off-screen, Stewart was admired for her dedication to her craft and her ability to light up even the smallest role. She passed away on May 15, 2011, at the age of 81, leaving behind a career that reflected the best of television's golden age, where even supporting players became unforgettable. William Wyndham portrayed Woody Miller in Mama's Family, 1983, when he was 60 years old. Woody was a quirky addition to Raytown's colorful lineup, played with Wyndham's characteristic wit and understated charm. Though his appearance was short-lived, Wyndham's performance carried the gravitas of an actor deeply experienced in both drama and comedy. Born September 28, 1923 in New York City, Wyndham enjoyed one of television's most distinguished careers. He won an Emmy Award for his role in My World and Welcome to It, 1969, and became familiar to audiences through recurring parts on Murder, She Wrote as Dr. Seth Hazlitt. Science fiction fans also remember him as Commodore Decker in the original Star Trek episode The Doomsday Machine. With over 100 film and television credits, Wyndham demonstrated remarkable range across genres. He passed away on August 16, 2012, at the age of 88 from congestive heart failure. His legacy remains one of consistency, talent, and the ability to make every role feel authentic. Fred Willard portrayed Willie Potts in Mama's Family, 1984, when he was 51 years old. Willie Potts was one of Raytown's eccentric locals, brought to life with Willard's signature improvisational humor and affable presence. Even in a brief role, his ability to deliver dry wit with perfect timing stood out, adding layers of absurdity to the Harper family's world. Born September 18, 1933 in Shaker Heights, Ohio, Willard became one of America's most beloved comedic actors, famous for his roles in Christopher Guest's mockumentaries such as Best in Show, 2000, and A Mighty Wind, 2003. He also appeared in Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, 2004, and had recurring television roles in Everybody Loves Raymond and Modern Family, the latter earning him Emmy nominations. His genial, clueless, yet lovable characters became his trademark. Willard passed away on May 15, 2020, at the age of 86 from cardiac arrest. He left behind a career that redefined improvisational comedy in both film and television. Who is your favorite character from Mama's Fam? How do you feel knowing that some cast members are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated. We appreciate your support and are glad to have you as part of our community.